Facehammer GT 2016. We thought we'd take a walk around and show you some of the games that have been going on. There's a lot of really aggressive combats in this round. It just seems a lot of people fighting, trying to cross over and catch each other's objectives, and there's been some really brutal combats as a result. So let's have a look over here and see what's gone on as far as combats. So, how did your game go?
Yeah, really well. Like, I played Sylvaneth. So Sylvaneth, the new filth, right? But Iron Jaws, not great, but they work really well against Sylvaneth. So, he put, like, can you see that camera? He literally like. So he castled like old school fantasy battle. We get this? So yeah, he castled, and he's never going to win major. So he's basically placed to do a minor victory against me because he's never going to get free, is he? So
is that because he can't hold enough objectives?
And the thing is, he's got like. It's great why gun lines don't always work in Age of Sigmar, because in some scenarios, like if you put our lists against each other, John would just shoot me off, hands down. But in this scenario where you've got to get all of them, I go first. So I've got the battalion, and I double turned him. Even without the double turn, I still probably still be alright, probably.
Yeah, so it's just mass damage, and you get to concentrate your attacks in one area because
it's so tight, yeah. On his turn, he did 11 wounds to the cabbage. He's got 4 wounds left. And it still goes in, it kills a unit of Colonel Hunters, and he adjudicates before it goes down. And that's going down to 3 wounds after turn 1. Yep. So it's still doing alright, you know. I think Sylvaneth are a real good matchup for Iron Jaws. I don't think Iron Jaws are great, but randomly Sylvaneth, quite good. We tend to take him.
Alright then. There we go. We heard it from the big man.
And I called him a colourist.
Alright then. So now over here we've got a fairly interesting game, which should have been extremely aggressive, very combat led, and nothing happened. Let's see what's developed. Guys, you're on camera briefly. So, can you explain why nothing happened in the first 2 turns of your game? To preface this, Sam has got a very aggressive Stormcast list that lands and does a large amount of damage, particularly to infantry units. Jay's got an infantry army, and both of them are very aggressive. So it should have been like a turn 1, turn 2, people know what's going on, someone's all dead. What actually happened?
I dropped down and killed all of his Savage Orc shooters. Then it went into your turn.
So the Savage Orc shooters he killed around 16, and they were, because I had no hero phase, they were D6 plus 11 for battle shock.
So they all went.
And then at that point we went to my turn, and the Stonehorn and what was a block of 10 brutes both rolled a 1 for mystical. Then at that point,
Then in my turn, this bunch of units here, they all rolled a 1 for mystical as well. But prior to that, very importantly, they were stuck on a Savage Orc War Boss for 4 rounds of fighting. So amazing.
And this is worth mentioning, I think.
Yeah.
So it started off, and these guys rolled a double 1 to charge my brutes, which my brutes returned with a double 1 to charge them. And then Sam did the epic thing, which was
double 1 to charge. Got a reroll there, it's going to be alright. Double 1 to charge.
They finally just got into combat.
Sunk to my knees and cried.
Been a lot of manhoods, right?
So 5 attempts in, Sam makes it into combat. But this game should have been turn 1 or 2. Someone knows what's going on. No one knew what was going on. No one was in combat.
No one knows what's going on.
One combat had happened and one thing had died, and so they were locked out, and then they were stranded on mystical, as were 3 other units. So it's been a very swingy, strange run. I kind of wish we had this one on stream because it's been so odd. It's been really interesting.
It's a
1 in 1,300 chance of that re-roll charge happening. We checked it.
There we go. 1 in 1,300 chance. That's how you got to survive against Stormcast. It's that easy.
I have been described as unique before.
Okay then, unique gaming. So that one I thought was particularly interesting. It looked like it's going to be over very fast, but it wasn't. And if we go over here, we've got a particularly aggressive game with Stormcast again and Destruction again, but it's 2 very different armies. Alright, so we've got the poshest match of Warhammer available in the Northwest currently.
The Pink Shorts Brigade.
One weekend only.
Yeah, exactly that. So you guys will do a better job than me. Do you want to describe roughly what has happened? Because things landed, things fought, things died. You'll know better than I do.
So we're in turn 3, the back of turn 3. I've just started this wrong. I've played it slightly wrong. I started going for the kills rather than scenario. I've started assailing a position of strength that Jack's got in cover, 2 up, we rolling ones.
So he's got a ridiculous amount of attacks from the goblins, but for these guys when they're in cover have a 2 up, we rolling 1. So despite the fact he's been doing 30 odd wounds, I've not been taking any. And so that was the idea of holding that, but now he's suddenly going, oh, I'll just go and capture the rest. So now he's spreading out to go and capture, and I'm now having to chase him, which means I have to leave my lovely scenery and go in this turn. As opposed to normally wanting 1 or 2 combats, I've actually got 1 there, 1 there, 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there. So it's all really dispersed as we suddenly go, turn 3, it's about time. And the prime just went in and almost was amazing, and then rolled 3 ones to wound. And so now might actually get gobboed.
We're about to get fanatics into the Liberators over there.
So you've got a small elite army, Jack, that relies on getting small buffs from terrain and stuff to make sure that your individual pockets stay alive.
Yeah, and also trying to make sure I just have 1 key combat turn. And then the only other thing is my lord's got the silver potion, so he always goes first. And so he charged in his very comboed up dude and then got very eaten by a dragon before he got to do anything. So it's basically trying to shoot them and then make sure the combats are on my terms, whereas he's got the horde and basically goes, I've got so many dice. It doesn't matter if you've got 3 up save, I'm just going to make 40 wounds.
Which you did.
Which you did and killed the dragon in a go. So yeah, so it's good. And it's in the balance actually.
It's precarious. I think Jack's got it.
It's a draw or better for me because I think I've got these 2. So yeah.
Playing for the draw.
Lovely.
See you later.
Very much. There you go. So how to beat a dragon with night goblins. Moonpath Rocks.